Sometimes, the loudest voice you'll ever need is the one you've been silencing inside you. Once upon a time, in a small town tucked between the hills and the hum of distant highways, there lived a young man named Kian. He wasn't special by anyone's measure, not rich, not gifted, not noticed. He worked small jobs, fixed old things, and dreamed quietly about becoming a designer, to build something that made the world just a little more beautiful. But dreams are fragile things when surrounded by noise. And Kian's world was full of it, voices that said, "Be realistic. It's too late. People like you don't make it that far." So he nodded, smiled politely, and went back to folding boxes in the shop. Every night, when the world dimmed, he opened his worn sketchbook, drawing not for fame, but for peace. Each line whispered what his lips couldn't: "I wish I could." One day, a contest was announced, a chance to submit a design that could win him a scholarship to study in the city. Kian hesitated. He thought of the talented artists online, their polished work, their expensive tools. Then he looked at his cracked pencil and dull screen. He almost didn't try. But something inside, a flicker too small to name, said, "What if you just began?" So he did. Days passed. He worked late, erased often, doubted always. And when the time came to submit, he froze. He stared at his drawing, imperfect, unfinished, unworthy, and whispered, "Who am I kidding?" He closed the file, shut the screen, and missed the deadline. That night, the silence in his room was heavier than failure. It was the sound of a dream buried alive. The next morning, as Kian sat outside the shop, his old neighbor Mrs. Rana walked by. She was a retired teacher who still carried warmth in her eyes, the kind that noticed people's quiet sadness. "You've been looking tired lately," she said. "Something weighing on you?" Kian shrugged, forcing a smile. "Just life. Some dreams don't fit reality." Mrs. Rana nodded, not arguing. "Come by later," she said. "There's someone I'd like you to meet." That evening, she led Kian down a narrow alley to a small workshop that smelled of wax and wood. Inside sat an old man with gentle hands, carving candles in silence. He was known simply as the candle maker. Without looking up, he said, "Ah, the boy who doubts his own light." Kian blinked. "You know me?" The old man smiled faintly. "I know the look. It visits many faces before it leaves." He handed Kian 2 candles, one tall, flawless, and new, the other small and uneven, melted at one side. "Which one burns brighter?" he asked. Kian lit them both. To his surprise, the smaller, crooked candle glowed warmer, its uneven wax feeding the flame faster. The old man watched quietly. "Perfection looks bright," he said, "but belief burns warm." Kian stared at the flickering flame. Something in him softened, a truth rising, wordless but real. Weeks later, another opportunity came, a small local exhibit asking for new artists to display their work. Kian hesitated again. The same doubts returned, whispering their old songs of unworthiness. But this time, he remembered the candles. He saw how the imperfect one had burned. And he realized it wasn't meant to look perfect, it was meant to shine. His hand trembled as he clicked, "Submit." He didn't expect to win. He only wanted to begin. The night of the exhibit, Kian stood in a corner, watching strangers pause before his sketch. Some smiled. Some just looked. No one laughed. And for the first time, Kian didn't need applause. He felt something stronger, peace. Not because others saw his worth, but because he finally did. The moment you believe in your own light, the darkness around you begins to listen. Perhaps you, too, have felt like Kian, standing before your own dream, wondering if it belongs to someone braver, richer, or luckier. But here's the truth that is carried through centuries. Belief doesn't come after proof. Belief is the spark that creates it. No one starts ready. No one starts perfect. They just start, trembling, doubting, imperfectly shining. So if you've been waiting for permission, this is it. Your light, no matter how small, no matter how uneven, is still a light. If this story found you at the right time, please like this video and share it with someone. Let it remind you. Believe first, begin anyway, and watch what grows in the quiet fire you've carried all along.